Hello everybody, Defense here, and welcome back to our little live stream here. We are on the Back to My Roots Minecraft world, where I started off with the first version of Minecraft I ever played on, and decided to play it up from there. So we started off in 1.6.4, we are currently in 1.7.10, and we're going to move some villagers today. Because I built up, in the previous episode, which you can find on the channel, we built up a nice little village for our villagers to live in, and I need to put some villagers in there. So let's get ourselves on our horse dash. We're gonna ride on over, take a look real quick. I definitely need to build a bridge because I have driven dash off that little thing at least once. And one weird thing I noticed the other day while I was riding through here, and this definitely isn't in newer versions of Minecraft as far as I can remember. When I go under here, it kicks me back down to this view. I don't remember if it normally does that. I genuinely don't remember. So if you guys know, let me know. Bonk. I could just hop over a newer version and test it, but, you know, that's just honestly too much work right now. Yeah, we're going to head on up here. I want to make sure everything's all set before I start getting the villagers over here. We are also halfway through a video, so you guys will see stuff that hasn't been released yet, because the video comes out after this stream. So it is currently Wednesday. I've already started recording the next episode. We're in the church. Oh yeah, I think we're good here. I think I'm gonna have to take out all the doors though, unless I do the village the villager breeder much farther away. I just can't remember how far doors have to be. Minecraft villager breeding was very different in the olden days, in ye olden days. But I think everything's good here. I'm pretty sure I've got everything lit up. I got all the torches off the ground except for this one. I feel I can, though. I'm going to do it. I'm just trying to keep torches off the ground. Yo, yo, how's it going? I'm doing good. How you doing? We're just in here having a good time. Checking out our stuffs. I'm just making sure the village is all set for the villagers to move in. And I think it is. It's going well, nice. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. Let's hop on down here. Gonna make sure I close the door because the villagers can get out there. Hey, Sean, how we doing? I like it. I've got the peeps. I gotta go grab Dash. That's the only downside to that entrance there. There's not really a close spot to put my horse aside from over here. I also have to redo my stream stuffs. It's been so long since I've streamed aside from this time and the last time. I really need to just buckle down and get some stuff done. Oop, ow, head, ow, head. Yeah, I didn't really make that deep enough. But I also didn't want to make the village any taller. Because, like, look at it. I think that's the perfect height. So that way we can still see both areas, you know? I like it. Doing pretty good. Hanging out pre-holiday, waiting to get my car back from the body shop. Nice. I too am waiting to get my car back. I dropped it off last night to get some pads and rotors and calipers in the rear. But I'm good. I've been having a lot of fun with this world. And I cannot wait to play some more. And so you guys may know this. I didn't know this. You can use, so obviously it's definitely patched out. But you can use wither skeleton skulls in a slab or pretty much any non-full block to break any block you want in Minecraft. So I'm just going to use this dirt block here as an example. And this works with bedrock, by the way. So 1.7.10, everybody. God. So that kind of explains how we got to where we are once we get into the nether. Yep. Yep. And I need to test that something is still functioning the way it currently is before I start today's project. Because nether portals are also really weird in this version of Minecraft. I also just built this up in the episode, so you guys have to watch the episode to learn more about this, but you'll see what we're going to do right here. I'm not going to lie, this 5x5 hole maybe took me like, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes. You know? 5x5, and some of these went as deep as 5 blocks. You know? And all you do is just pop. Here, I'm gonna do it again. Why not? Let's remove a random piece of bedrock. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's not this easy anymore because people just remove the whole nether ceiling. But bam. You don't even have to get up top first. You can do everything from below. Well, it was even so. Like, I was doing a bunch of research and looking at videos on it, and like, there were way easier ways. You used to just be able to put a piece of dirt and then hoe the top and then put like a piece of wheat and it would just break the top. Right? But it's patched out after 1.7, so it doesn't work. But what I need to check is, so portals on the roof will send you 2 portals in the overworld, but portals in the overworld will not send you back to the roof. And I want to make sure that's still working the same way, because this should bring me out to our village. Yep, we are at our village. I got some villagers pocketed in there. Now, if I go back, and this is upsides and downsides, this is going to bring me back to my main portal in the nether. We're like 60, 70 blocks over that way-ish. It's kind of wild. So, yeah, there's a lot of weirdness going on today. And it's going to make this project a little bit more work, because we have villagers to move, you know? Ups and downs, just life. I just want to make sure I'm caught up on everything. But yeah, as I said, aside from that, I've been doing real good. I've been keeping busy. I also got this off my 3rd wither skeleton, and then just kind of ran away. I was like, that's good enough. We're done here. Lights, camera, action. But yeah, I also want to build up the unary bit infinite villager breeder from this time period. It's the easier one to work with, but I also don't know if I have to get rid of all my doors, you know? So I may put it off a little farther out and just move villagers into our villager area. So let's do this. Let's just grab a few stacks of dirt. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we're gonna need. Hey! Hey, Cyrus, how's it going? Yeah, how we doing? The good old days when everything was easier and Minecraft had fun bugs, right? Now it takes 3 levels to, you know, enchant something. I think the skeletons are easier to fight in this version, though. Alright, so that's going to be there to trap them on this end. And I'm going to go through the other side and trap them all in there. And then I got to go all the way over to do the other thing. Because once as I said, once I come back through this portal, like, that's it. It stops me from going anywhere. Alright, that's blocked, and then that's blocked. And there shouldn't be any other way for them to get out. Correct? Correct. Bonk. Classic. Yeah, so I talk about it in the video too. Obviously, you guys are getting a little sneak peek on a bunch of stuff. I could have sworn that this was a tutorial by Woolly Creeper. I could have sworn it. I searched his whole page. I can't find it nowhere. So, like, if anybody knows who, you know, was the first person to make that, let me know. Because I know the first time I ever saw it, I think Slipgator built it on, like, Hermitcraft Season 3. Or Hermitcraft Season 2.5 when they, like, moved. I can't remember what it was. But, like, I genuinely can't figure it out after that, you know? Also, moving villagers without boats is so much more work. Uh-oh. Bonk, bonk. Excuse me. That grass was stopping me from placing. Ham. Oh, I cut up a huge ham. So we had, last weekend, we had a bunch of friends over for Friendsgiving. For those of you outside of the U.S., tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the U.S. We also have Friendsgiving. We actually had 3 Friendsgivings this year. With another one we were invited to this weekend, but we can't go. But, yeah. So, I did a 10-pound ham and 2 5-pound chickens. I actually posted about them, I think just in Liam's Discord. Where we talked about those in there, and I shared some pictures. But we actually just put all of the leftover ham in our food processor the other day and ground it down all into, like, little ham pebbles so that we could freeze it in bags to just use in so much other stuff. So, like, I technically just have ham seasoning now. Because it looks like, I want to say it's not called fracas, but, the mixture for hot dog before it's put into the casing. It's got some funky name. My brain says fracas, and I know that's wrong. But it's something like that. But it genuinely looks like that. It's just like granules. It's kind of funny. I don't know why I put those corners in. Heasening. Hamsening. I don't know. Like, what would be the term? You know? And then we've already used some, so we do like egg cups every week for breakfast. We just cook up a bunch on Sunday and keep them in the fridge and throw them in the air fryer to warm them up. And this portal thing drove me nuts, by the way, because I was trying to figure it out for, honestly, hours on why it kept sending me back there, because I was doing it as a test in a creative world, and I'm like, is this broken because I'm in creative? Like, what is going on? I was very unhappy at the time, if I'm honest. I was very stressed. I was annoyed that this wasn't going to work. That's much harder to move the villagers. Just run it straight. We'll turn it as needed. Especially when I have to move the villagers uphill. Sam? Yeah, I think Sam might work. His Sam in his freezer. All caught up. It's even funnier because we have a friend, Sam, who lives up here. Pretty much just need to get it lined up with that, and I can force the villagers out. Alright, that's one stack. I'm really glad I brought extra dirt. Oh, hello, cow. There's also a large amount of animals out here. So, But yeah, for those of you who don't know what this series actually is, obviously we're just in the stream for it, but this is back to my roots. It's a Minecraft series that I actually talked to Sean about years ago. This idea of starting off in the earliest version of Minecraft that I had ever played on, and kind of just playing up through it. And we started off, as I said, in 1.6.4, and we did. I'm not gonna say we did everything. We may have done everything. I genuinely don't remember. But we did like the main thing, which was horses, because horses were introduced in 1.6.4, and all of the stuff related to them initially was added in that time. And it was a lot of fun. We got Dash. It took us a while. It was like an hour and a half before I found a horse. Now you literally just walk around my world and you'll find like 30 horses. I actually got a crew of donkeys that we're going to go collect at some point. Oh, it was fun. And now we're in 1.7.10, which added a bunch of new blocks, a couple of new biomes, and stuff on those lines. Was the Wither 1.5? It's actually, I don't know. It was already, because I started in 1.6 here, so I genuinely don't know. Okay, that was my just in case I lose all my potatoes. We're leaving 2 potatoes behind potatoes. I'm stuck. Jerks, get out of my way. But yeah, I genuinely can't remember. That should be everything closed in all the way through. I just don't want them like running away. That'll be the most annoying part. Let's hope they're still in here. Yes, they are. I'm also very annoyed. I got a fortune shovel. I'm pretty much doing all these villagers so that I can not have to enchant everything all the time, and I could just have villagers to buy stuff off of, because enchanting in early Minecraft is very hard. You know? Yeah, biomes and carpets. That's what it was. Yeah, because I haven't checked out the mesa yet, but we've done a dark oak. We've done a... what's the one with the acacia trees? I can't remember. But apples, red. All right, let's get a couple of you guys going in here. Who wants to go first? I need you guys to water yourselves over this way. No, wrong way. Wrong. No, you can't go back home. You gotta go this way. Go on. Go be with your new friends. And by that, I mean I'm just gonna, you know, send you this way and we'll be fine. Savannah. There we go. Savannah. Unana. Uh-oh. Come back this way, villagers. No. Alright, well, I got one of you right now. That's fine. You should be easier to push because you're on the... Alright, I'm going to go and break all the doors. It's just going to make things easier. Boink. Boink. Villagers. Moving villagers. They drive me crazy. They drive me crazy. See, they drive that cow crazy too. Look, he's spinning. make sure we got all our doors. We'll get that door. That door. I think that's why they keep trying to come back. Villagers like to play with doors. And bam. Alright, everyone's clear. That should be all my doors. I'm going to see if I just put doors all the way over here. Will they try and head over here instead? Because if so, that'll be way easier. Oh, doors don't stack. Ew. There's so many little things you don't think about. Like, I miss waterlogged blocks. You know? Stacking doors. I do kind of like the fence recipe a little bit more. It's just sticks. You know? But as for the rest of it, I actually have no opinion. Alright. Let's get this taken care of. Also, middle click works way different. No breaking out. I need at least 3 of you to come with me. We'll have to see. But yeah, I want to finish doing... I want to check out everything that came with this biome. I got to check out the mesa, the savanna, you know, just all those little bits. And then there's a couple other things I wanted to do in this version of Minecraft. And then, honestly, after that, we'll move to 1.8. Uh-oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to bonk you, villager. Guys, over here. Alright, well, this should work then. Bye-bye. No. Go that way. Go that way, little priest of Clarence. As I said, I really only need 3 of you. No. That way. Keep going. Buddy. This guy's driving me nuts. It's easier, as I said, you know. There were way different ways to do this back in the day. Go on. Your doors are over there. Go be door friends. You guys like doors, remember? This actually isn't too bad. How did you guys get out? Right here. Well, good thing I noticed. Oh, there they go. They noticed the doors finally. Go, go, go. Bonk. And if you guys want to come back in, you can. Gotta make sure no zombies come in with you. Lots of, yeah, quality of lives. Probably modernized. Absolutely sweaty it's gotten. I can see it. I see a lot of people, like, not that I have an issue with the building, but, like, it is very different nowadays. You know, everything's about textures. And, like, I get it. You know, you get... And that's the thing. So, like, the game's been around so long, you have to make changes. You know, like, especially as creators. You know. And don't get me wrong, I'm learning little building stuff here and there, but you know, I'm not going nuts. There's there's little things I really enjoy. Like I've started building little trees. You know, I still like a lot of the real trees that are in this game, but being able to build custom trees is, you know, kind of cool. But really little ones. I don't do any big ones. Hey, another one just came back. All right, sweet. So we just need one more to come in here, and then we're set. Hey, go that way, dummy. There you go. Whoop! I think that's all we need. I think I've been on fire recently in MC, yeah. Oh, you guys are on the wrong side. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. We just need your cooldowns to reset. So back up a little, back up a little, back up a little. I gotta see if anybody's gone through yet. Hello, sir. Nope, nobody's gone through on this side yet. I also got this stupid thing in the middle of my portal and it looks dumb. You know? But yeah, your videos have been great, dude. I've been watching yours. I've been watching all the Gems shorts. I've been watching a little bit of James. Okay, you guys can't actually get up here. So I've got 5 villagers. That's actually more than I need, which is great. It's also a little bit harder to tell. Oh, yep, people are going through. Sweet. Hey, guys. Wave, wave, wave. Well, not like recently. I know that, but I'm saying in the more recent future. I mean, more recent future. In the more recent past you were. The videos you had been making. I know you're taking some time off right now. I members, I pay attentions. Alright, I've got 2 villagers because one of them went back through. I thought there was mob cooldown. I thought mobs couldn't go back through without a certain amount of time. And that guy was like bop 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 bop. Yeah, I was more talking about the older stuff that's been around. Yeah, see? Maybe his cooldown reset because I went to the other side myself. I don't know. I'm going to take 2 of you. One of you went through. Good. Sweet. Okay, you get over here. Bomb, bomb. There we go. I've got the 3 that I need. These 2, I'm going to, like, tuck them away. Nah, you're all good. You're all good. Yeah, you can go there. And you, I need you to go a little more over here. There we go. Bop. Bop. Let's keep you safe just in case. I don't think anything's going to try and eat him, but you never know. But look how much easier it was without having to, like, teleport around. Which, don't get me wrong, is kind of broken. I will openly admit that. Skyrim. No, dude, Skyrim's great. Skyrim's always fun. You been playing straight vanilla, or are you doing mods? No. Fine, it can be a piece of cobble now. Float the boat, matey. Speaking of floating boats, we are definitely making a floaty boaty boat yard at some point in here. I look forward to it. Alright, so my villagers are secured. Now I've got to get them from here to over there. And honestly, I think I'm just going to do it the same way. Problem is, one of them is on the wrong side of the portal. Let's just do this then. Playing vanilla on PlayStation. I had it on my PS4 before Steam. Got all the trophies. Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's a good way to do it. Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. So one thing I've never done in Minecraft is all of the achievements. And like, obviously, every once in a while they add new ones, but I think one of the upcoming episodes, it might even be after the villagers, because obviously there's been a lot of just grind lately. I may actually go through and just do all of the achievements up to 1.7. I think that could be fun. And then just in future adding more. You know, because like right now it's just breed 2 cows with wheat. And in the future, like I think all the way up to modern Minecraft, you have to breed 16 different types of animals. You know, it's something like that. It's like 16 or 17 different breeds of animals. Which is really cool. So like stepping it up along the way also makes it a little easier because I don't have to search for everything. Just the current, you know, whatever the new item is. Pretty sure they reset. Okay. Well, either way, even if I get them done now, you know, and then just each time I have to do them, I just redo them. That's a bummer, though, that they reset. Well, yeah, because they change up the whole... Because I know, well, one, you can click L to access them. And two, this whole thing changes. Instead of, like, this, like, spready grid thing, I'm pretty sure it's, like, more of a down-the-line thing, and then stuff steps out. But we'll have to see. I'm looking forward to it, though. And, like, I want to keep this at a good pace, and I want to do stuff, and I don't want to fly through, but I also don't want to stay too long on something. Like, Lone Tree Corral, I feel, took me a really long time, and we spent a lot of time in 1.6 not doing a whole ton related to the update. Obviously, the Lone Tree Corral is all for horses, but I just feel we spent a lot of time on that one, but I was really having a good time with it, and that's really where I'm at, you know? So I'm working towards things that are just kind of a little bit more fun. Yoink. Of course, I come to a spot that's a fence post. Bonk. That thing flew. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it, you know? We need that, we need that. Let's just leave these guys here so I remember where they were. Sun's getting real low. But yeah, so like I really enjoyed it. And I think we moved on to 1.7 at a good pace. And 1.7 had the biomes and some other items, but nothing that I feel is going to keep us here a long time either. But as we go through, there's a lot more technical stuff. But I also want to play around with a lot of the stuff that disappears or kind of things that break between updates. You know, like the skulls and slabs, you know? It's such a good drink. We have this drink mix we've been buying from Shaw's. And we pretty much just call it crack. Like, it is... We give a glass to anybody and they're like, hey, can I have more? After they finish drinking it. And I made a half gallon of it this morning because we ran out. And I grabbed 1 cup and went upstairs. And I was like, I should grab more. And no. I'm really glad I didn't. But all at the same time, I'm really sad that I didn't because I really want more. Yeah, thank you for getting the joke. Thank you for getting the reference. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's get our sidewalls in. Yeah, I'm going to have to do them too high. I was going to not do them too high, but we really have to. Just in case I need to flood them, you know? That one's from Avengers. Which Avengers was it? Was it Ultron? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that one was first voiced in Ultron. To kind of get the Hulk to calm down. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while. But yeah, I'm very happy with this world. And not that I've been unhappy with other worlds I've been in or projects I've worked on in the 9 years I've been playing Minecraft. But it always seems that every time I'm doing something new, I always end up having way, way more fun. You know, like this is a big example. Like I've done not a world like this, but like D's World Season 1. I loved that. I had a blast with that world. But I am having, I feel, even more fun doing this. And don't get me wrong, I think the nostalgia helps a little playing, you know, the older versions and just going back to simpler times. But at the same time, I don't know, you know, if that's it. But like, I'm also planning a lot more. I find myself looking at things with more ideas. So I think it's also along the lines of just doing this longer, like playing the game, doing different things has, you know, ingrained a lot of other options in my brain. And the fact that I'm doing this more in a fun way, like this village isn't needed. You know, I could have just built a villager breeder and put these guys in holes. You know, I still may add a villager breeder. You know, I still have to add a villager breeder in. But at the same time, like, why not just have fun, you know? Because that's the point. It's a game. And I think that's helped a lot. And there's a couple other games that I want to do that with. And they'll probably be over on Twitch. Just because of the type of games they are. And I really just want to keep... you know, this... I want to keep this on YouTube just because... I don't want to have to edit it all and move it over from Twitch. And then it'd be weird or something, you know? So... that's why I've been happy with this. Yoink. Oop, I need food. But yeah, I've got so many, like, you've seen, like, markings and stuff like that. Like, I've got so many other plans. So many items to add. I've got a notebook. Actually, it's downstairs right now because I've been carrying it around with me. Writing in my notes and everything. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun build over there. So that's going to be my... whoop. My log yard and log storage is going to be over there. So I'm very much looking forward to what we end up doing over there. Obviously, we're not to that point yet. I started planning it out and I was like, no, no, no. I have to actually finish this build first. I can't just stop with my villagers. The whole point of this village was to get villagers over here. And I may look for more specific types of villagers. Like, certain villagers may just disappear. If they're not what we need, per se. We'll have to see. I can see that. Started rewatching this because I haven't watched a lot of them since it came out. Yeah, right? Oh. I still find myself going back to Iron Man all the time. What was that, like 2008? You know? Could have been later. No, because 2008 was Iron Man. It wasn't Avengers like 2010. Something like that. They'll move to the farm. I'll move them back to their original village kind of deal. I think that's what we'll end up doing. You know, honestly, I just noticed, I'm talking like everyone else. So one of those things that annoys me when I watch anything, like especially where you see like, I scroll a lot of Instagram. It's just something to do during the day. I am breaking the habit of doing it all the time. But there's so many words people don't say because they're just scared of them. And like, yeah, these, you know, yeah, the villagers are going to disappear. They're going to die. I'll straight up say it. You know, a good old Murber, you know? But I just feel like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be one of those people, but sometimes it's just things I don't understand. Like that 6-7 thing. Someone just explained that to me the other day. And I was like, okay. Yoink. Alright, let's get that clear. And then I'm actually going to just send this around to here. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm pretending to be a grumpy old man. I actually have no issue with most of that. I was just having fun being a grumpy old man. I gotta play the card up every once in a while. But no. I know what 6-7 is. It's equivalent to word. You know? You know what bugs me so much? So obviously you guys won't have seen it yet because it's in the episode that I'm in the middle of recording right now. But I finally got a fortune pickaxe and I chopped down all of my ores. I built a 9x9 block of coal and chopped it all down. And I did all my diamonds. You know how many diamonds I got? 67. Yeah. Yeah. I am not looking forward to the comments on that video. You know, just for, you know. And I'm like, oh. But hey, comments are comments, you know. So that's the thing. So the other day, I can't remember what we were doing. I was doing something, and we were counting something, me and my fiance. And it came out to 68. And I sat there and started laughing. And she was just like, what is so funny? And I'm like, you know, with the modern lingo, like, stopping at 68 is going to anger two different types of people. You know, because there's the nice people and there's the 6-7 people. So, like, 68 is the perfect number now. 68 is perfect. Because they'd be like, oh, one more. And other people are like, no, -1. You know, everyone's going to be, oh, so close. So anytime I can finagle it, I will make sure that 68 is always the chosen number. You know? Like, this series will probably never end. But, like, if it does, I kind of want it to end on episode 68. Just to aggravate people. You know, between the 6-7 crowd who will probably, hopefully, not be 6-7ing anymore. Which, as I said, like, I can't complain. We had a lot of weird words. Like, don't worry, we didn't have weird words when I was younger. Or, like, stuff like that. But, like, we just used the word word instead of 6-7. So, like, 6-7 just kind of means whatever you want it to mean. Whereas word was the same thing. Word was just like word, you know, that's cool, that's awesome, you know, whatever, you know, and it's just, I don't know. And that's why, like, I joke about it a lot, but, like, I never really have any issues. The only one that annoyed me was YOLO. YOLO was dumb because it just promoted not good things. It promoted okay things in a not good way. Excuse me. What? You guys all saw that, right? Yeah. You know, everything's just about memes and the next meme, you know, nowadays as well. Would you get out of the way, stupid villager? Yeah, I had a bucket full of water and I clicked here. My water was still there and then it disappeared from here. Hell, it's actually like the first episode when that chicken disappeared right in front of us right at the start. That was fun. Oop. Gotta sleep. I started carrying a bed with me and I keep forgetting it. I can't lose these villagers. We're almost there. Yeah. Little Galapagos. Galapagos glitches. Go on, buddy. Your friends are heading towards the sunset. I know it's not currently setting, but I actually got laughed at by some young people yesterday, and not because I play Minecraft, but because I still have a 1080. Can you believe that? Villagers, you're annoying me. I need you to go. The doors are over there. There's no doors, actually. There are no doors over here. I don't know why you keep coming back. I live in a no-door household. I don't even have a front door right now. I just use fence gates. But yeah, they were like, oh, you know, old man over here with a 1080. And I was just like, hey. You need more door, yeah. Yeah, right? It's just like, eh. You know? Oh, yeah, my little brother busted my chops when he moved out. So, like, I had a 32-inch TV. I had no issues with it. It's worked great. I still have it in my living room right now. I've had it... Hell, I got it when I was working at Radio Shack 10 plus years ago. Still works fantastic. It's a great TV. It's, you know, yeah, it's a little small. It's 32 inches, you know, for a TV. And, like, my little brother moved out and moved in with his wife at the time. And, you know, they got a 65-inch TV. I was like, okay. And I was like, I don't know. I'm fine with this. Because, like, I game on these monitors, you know. I watch YouTube on my TV in my living room, you know. But, yeah, so, like, I have a 1440 monitor and then two 1080s. But that's just because there was a really good deal on this monitor. And that's literally it. You know? But, like, use what you got. I had no issues with it. I had, you know. But, like, yeah, as I said, my TV downstairs, I'm pretty sure it's still 1080. You know. And I got it when, you know, the company was going out of business, so it was a really good deal. I think I paid like $65 for that TV. Depending on cost of wedding, we may get a new TV. We don't know yet. We actually, and that's the thing, like, you only need a really good TV if you're, like, watching sports on it and you want to make it look as good as possible. You know, that kind of stuff. You know? Yeah. So, like, even mine, so, like, yeah, I'm only running Minecraft right now, but, like, my computer actually struggles as of late. You know, anytime I have Minecraft go from, brain function, full screen, or, like, windowed to full screen, like, my whole system locks up. Like, I'm not even kidding. So, like, yeah, I could use an update, but, like, it's expensive. You know, and there's some guy I was talking, one of the guys I used to work with is selling his old rig, you know, and it's got a 3070 and like all this stuff, and he only wants $1,000, which is fair. You know, it's just funny. I bought my first computer off of him when I started doing all of this, because he was just getting rid of this old rig. It had a 960 in it, you know, and I ran that I think for 2 years. But he's selling his new rig with a 3070 in it. And honestly, $1,000 isn't too bad, but, you know. Yeah. But it's nice. It's nice. I keep considering it, and I'm like, no, I have things to pay for. Because, like, our down payment for the wedding's coming up, and it's the same price. And I'm like, down payment for the wedding or computer for myself? You know? And, like, I was lucky building, so, like, I built my fiance a computer back when we started dating. And I was lucky. A couple of friends had some old gear. You know, I think she has a 1070 in there right now. You know? So, like, it's not a... Actually, it might be a 1080. I'm trying to... It's either a 1070 or a 1080. I had a buddy who just had one spare. All I had to do was buy him dinner. You know? I took him to the Outback. Got him a steak dinner, double cheese fries. Solid order, if there ever was one. Yoink. Yeah. But, like, especially for, like, what she plays, like, it's not necessary, you know? Like, I can still run, you know, as I said, I can still run almost everything I play on this. You know? 09 Doom still works. Minecraft still works. Stardew works. Especially, like, I'm running heavily modded Stardew. Works fine. You know? So, like, it's use what you need. That's the way I've always looked at it. You know? And, like, I piecemealed this rig. I bought it all up piece by piece over the course of, like, several months. you know, and sat there and stared at boxes, checked sales. You know, you do what you do. I also miss blocks not floating. Built my friend a really nice expensive PC. He has a job and wanted help. I almost ran out with the 3070, right? Oh. Graphics cards are... They still haven't really come back down, which is annoying. They went up a ton during the crypto mining craziness. And then COVID didn't help either. And they've just never come back down, really. It isn't necessary. But I'm losing access to some games slowly. I'm not desperate, but I'm paying attention. Oh, yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure if I really looked into it, like, there's probably new games that I have interest in that I wouldn't be able to play. Like, I'm willing to bet, like, I'd probably struggle running the new farming sim game. Because I know that's a pretty heavy set. But, I don't know. I've really just, you know, I'm in that same boat. I just been playing a ton of, like, just well, I shouldn't say old school games, but older games. You know, same thing, like Minecraft and Stardew Valley. Like, that's what I've been playing. And Minecraft has been out, what, 11 years now? And then Stardew Valley, I think, just hit 7 or 8. You know, so I've been enjoying those. And that's, and I've been playing a boatload of old school RuneScape again. They actually just launched a new skill for members only, but it's still a really cool idea. And maybe I'll get members and play with it for a bit, but it's thrown a whole new thing in the whole economy of the game. But yeah, I've just been playing a lot of older games in relation to, like, more modern gaming, but crypto... money, yeah, replaced by AI stuff. That's why they're so expensive still. Yeah, you know, I didn't think about that. That makes sense. I like it as a tool, you know. I don't mess around with it too much, but I have used it for a few different things. As I said, as a tool, it's nice. It's so I started using it for a bit to design titles and descriptions for, you know, my videos and stuff. And I paid attention to how it did things and what it did, you know, different between this video and last video. And pretty much just took notes on it, and now I just write the descriptions myself. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I just kind of phone them in. And I know that's a terrible thing to say, but I just kind of, like, phone them in. But I've been doing, you know, but I used it until I, you know, needed it, and then I learned. My biggest thing on it is recipes. So, like, I will admit, I use a lot of AI for recipes. And the biggest thing I use on it is I go, hey, I want to make this. What do I need? And it goes, hey, you need, you know, this. And it'll be like half and half. I'm like, all right, well, I don't have half and half. What can I use instead? And it'll be like, you know, or no, I'll actually, yeah, I don't have an example of what it says to use instead. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it will fill in options for you, which is fantastic. I love that use. And that's really what I use it for. A majority of the time. I don't know why I just went through here. Oh yeah, I was gonna go sleep. And like, that's what I use it for a lot, to be honest. I don't do it for pictures or anything like that. I haven't really messed around with it on that. But I use it as a learning tool, which I think is great. I used it to try and do thumbnail ideas at one point, but like, they get so messed up. Like, they get so messed up. It's funny. Like, I used it to lay out the thumbnail that I wanted to do when I did that barn. And, like, it just started swapping out blocks. Blocks were floating in the air in the middle. And I'm like, I literally gave you 2 pictures and said combine pictures. and like it just added in like logs randomly somewhere, and I was just, this isn't what's supposed to be happening. Alright, bridge is gone. You know, I do really miss streaming. You know. And streaming in the middle of the day is always nice. So obviously I'm not working today. As you guys can probably tell. I have, because the holiday tomorrow. I took today... Obviously, I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And then back to work Monday. Yoink. Noise. Yeah, it's good. Been playing... Oop. Excuse me. I've been playing old JRPGs and immersive sim type games. There you go. That's always a fun time. Yeah, and like playing some of the classics. You know, older games and classics and all that are just... You can get a lot of fun out of it. You know, or you learn something new that you didn't know when you played it initially. You know? Yeah, oh, I agree. It could be very useful. You know? Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of there's a lot of stuff that just, and you can honestly tell, and like it's bad. So like I have several friends who work in schools, and it's bad. So honestly, the biggest example is I saw this was a video I saw a while back now, and it was a teacher who was, you know, angry because a bunch of kids, you know, almost the whole class went and used AI to write their paper. And with that being the issue, the teacher was like, okay, I know you all used AI. We have software that detects this. I want you write an apology letter for doing this. And write why it's not good to just use AI for everything. They all went and used AI again. Their letters were almost identical. Like, it just defeats the purpose. Like, what is the point? You know? Hi, Mr. Villager. Alright, which one of you? Did I have one of you that's a farmer, kind of? I think it was you. Yeah, alright, you want to buy wheat. Let me go get you some wheat. But yeah, like, it's just... It's a great tool, you know, but you don't use a hammer to do everything, you know? Yeah, is it great? We got a, so for our engagement party, we housewarming / engagement party, we got a food processor. It's a fantastic tool. We love using it. We use it for a ton of stuff. But like, I still chop my veggies by hand. Don't get me wrong. I could throw them in the food processor, have them done in seconds. But what's the point? You know, I still have to clean it, you know? So it comes down to it on my end a little that it's, you know, tools are obviously there for a reason. You know, there's some tools that you have to use. There's some tools that are helpful, and there's tools that teach you. And a lot of people use... So AI is great for teaching you, but a lot of people are just using it as a crutch rather than a tool. You know, rather than a learning item, they're using it to just hold themselves up. You know? Yep. And it's... Yeah, it's not... It's being used for so much dumb... And so much dumb stuff. You know, but like, don't get me wrong, so is the majority of the internet. But it's just, it's annoying because, like, it's got, you know, it's got great use options and great concepts that could be done, but nobody wants to fund that kind of stuff. You know, like the great leaps, you know, that could have been done through VR in relation to medical fields and practicing surgeries and stuff. But nobody wants to invest in that because there was no money. So, like, that kind of stuff just never went anywhere. You know, and it's sad. Where's my villagers? Hello. Nope. That's our white coat. That's our purple coat. Mr. Farmer Villager, where'd you go? There he is. He's staring at a wall. I'm trying to remember. Yep, okay, there we go. We got the purple, which brings out new stuff. Will that purple him again? Right, exactly. The two of the great, obviously for both of them. You know, mathematician after the invention of calculators sometimes, right? But like again, calculators are a great tool, which assists you in obviously more difficult things. But like, you don't just use you don't grab a calculator to do 2 plus 2. You know, you already know how to do 2 plus 2. You know, but like y equals mx plus b, like yeah, you might grab a calculator for that sometimes. You know, to figure out, you know, logarithmic equations and all this other stuff. You know. So, there's always tools, you know. I use a calculator for 2 plus 2. And as I said, there's so many good use options. So, like, same thing, like, we have an Alexa in the kitchen. We pretty much entirely use it to keep timers for us. Because it's easier. Like, yeah, I could just, you know, look at the clock. But when I'm cooking 3 things that require different timings, it's just a bit easier. Now, where the heck did you just go? Purple. Should we go back inside? Nope. But brown coat's in here. He's locked out. I got white coat. I just want to see if any of these guys are worth keeping before I throw them in a villager breeder. You purpled again. Oh, that purple meant add. Efficiency 2 iron pick. But see, like, this guy should be a cleric. You know, like, he's purple. He should be a cleric. It's throwing me off that nobody lines up right anymore right now. Nah, you're all going, they're all just going to go into the breeder. But I want to check if they'll breed without it. That's not what I meant to harvest. I meant to harvest the carrots. I'm so distracted now. I'm trying to remember how villagers work. Because I think they still need food, right? Or do they just need doors? I think it might just be doors. But I don't know. Exactly. I agree with that 100%. You know, some of the best games. You know, and like the prime example, look what I'm playing right now. You know? Like, don't wrong, it kind of built the company. You know? And it you know, like same thing, like Stardew Valley until recently was only worked on by one guy. That was it. One guy. And it's one of the most popular games ever. You know? Alright, how does village... I'm assuming it's just doors. Alright, so we're going to hop over into a test world real quick. Because I want to test this out and see how villagers work in this thing. And I want to see if I can build this from memory. Single player, back to my roots. We'll go to my flat world. It's just called test. Food and open air doors is all I know. Alright, so let's just grab stone. Door. I need slabbage. Slabby jabby. Now where are spawn eggs? Right there. Villager. I'm pretty sure it's just... That's the bottom. That's wild. Yeah. You know, and it's just, it seems like the AAAs just don't put in any effort anymore. You know, I was a huge, huge fan of Assassin's Creed forever. I haven't played a single game past 3. I don't think. I started the French one right after that, and I don't think I ever played it. You know? But I always come back and I'm playing Brotherhood all the time. So is it... I'm trying to remember if it's 6 from the bottom or 6 from him. Or if it's 6 from the door. I think it's 6 from the doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I could be mistaken. But I don't think if it's too far away it'll be a problem. I think those doors may be too close though. I may have to go break some doors. This is really just a mark on my end. Oh, actually, I built it going the wrong way because those doors need to be uncovered. Food. We will watch. Okay, so they don't need food. They just need open air and doors. If this works first try, I'm going to be so happy that I remember how to build a farm from like 8 years ago. Or technically a breeder from 8 years ago, not a farm. Only one of them's doing hots. Let's take a look. Ubisoft might be the first AAA publisher to fail massive. I agree. You know, and it's annoying too because like so many of the good companies were bought up by bigger companies and then like dismantled. You know, or just honestly destroyed. You know, because if you look at like what some of these companies used to be, it was completely different, you know? Yeah, Nintendo's biggest thing is that they just sue everybody because they're big and rich, you know? And they can just do stuff like that. And that's what ends up being the biggest issue in the long run. You know, like they just got that patent in the US for like, you know, monster fighting, you know, games. Like them, you know, pretty much making Pokemon, you know, the original according to them, which is just dumb, to be honest. There are plenty of other items and issues, but yeah, Bethesda's probably gonna break my heart too. I want ES6 to be good. I don't think it will be though. And like it's just they've been hyping the game for so long. Oh, I bet it was. You know, and I think the only reason it was allowed in the US was because of money. You know? Alright, why aren't you guys breeding? Just gonna throw food at everybody. Hey, why are you rubber banding? Alright, I'm just gonna leave them for a bit. I think I'm gonna... These guys should be far enough away. I don't think it's causing any problems. But I'm gonna pop a couple doors just to be safe. Because I don't need this village to be functional. I'm pretty sure all the villagers are actually dead. Actually, yeah, almost all the doors are already broken off. Yeah, because this is my test world. It's where I put in, you know, little projects I'm trying to design. I just need to make sure this works. Yeah, and you know what they say about the love of money. What do they say about it? Oh, we got hearts from both of them. Is this going to be our little baby villager? Yar! Okay. I built this from memory. Hey, young beans! How's your work day going? We're making babies. Look. Bop. You got a mini-me. Okay, so this works. I'm just going to get these guys in their spots. I may just take the doors out of the village. You know what I mean? Yeah. Slow, I bet. You know, hell, I'm betting half the people didn't even show up today. Alright, so this works. Now, the only thing is I have to make sure it continues to work. Oh, actually, I need to scoot this over. They're not getting the correct number of door. Not the right number of door action. That might have been my issue. This is true. I finished my audiobook. Oh, nice! Who is this we? This we. A wee wee. A woo woo. Speaking of woo woo, my dog. She's sleeping in the guest room. I put her under the blankets earlier and she hasn't come back out. Alright, will you guys breed more? That's really all I need to know. Because this is supposed to be infinite. I also need them to be infinite because I want a I want an iron farm. There's so many worlds I wish I could access that I just don't have anymore for some of the old builds from this era. No, my dog is very quiet. She's very physical. She likes to poke you with her paw. She likes to lick. She will grab your hand, like wrap her paw around you and like pull your hand. That kind of stuff. Alright, well, let's just throw... I'm tired of waiting. I think a couple of you need to, we need to throw more into the party. It's funny they keep looking at the baby. Oh, jeez. It took a long time to move those villagers. Oh, you know what I can do? I don't know why I'm sitting here doing that. I was like, I don't want to minimize my stuff to have to bring up the video. I have a phone in my hand. You know? I'm guessing your dog yells at you, Sean? Yeah, Unary bit videos were the video of choice back in the day. They were concise. They were informative. Obviously, his design has like a separator. I just threw this all together real quick. Yes, both. I wish that's how my dogs were. Oh, yeah, the husky. Yeah, huskies are always vocal. The cheagle, the whine. That's rough. That's funny, though. Have they been picking up these, or are they just despawning? See, because now that guy's got some stuff, and he's trying to particle with others. So as long as one more baby is born, we're all set. You know, that's all we need. We just need one more baby to be born. It looks like they're trying. I just want to make sure this works before I go and build it. Because as I said, I'm going roughly off memory. I've got the Unary bit video on my phone, so I can watch that to get, you know, going if need be. I just need proof of concept that one more baby can be born. Maybe they just like baked potatoes more. Or bread. I saw hearts again. Well, I genuinely can't remember if they need, you know, in 1.7. I genuinely don't remember, because like I'm looking at the video now and I'm trying to see if he gives them food at all. Okay, it was fine where it was. I'm just watching the video right now, sorry. Potatoes! Hello, hello. So is a movie. Oh, you know, yeah, but see, now everything's gone. Were they picking it up? But, like, no new babies are born. They're not making new babies. Silence. Silence! Hello? Hello? I see a bunch of hats, because like they don't pick it up. It doesn't like disappear like the current ones do, where there's like an inventory, you know. So like I don't know if it's actually being picked up, if it's despawning. Oh yeah, these villagers are all bald. Yeah. And I see hearts. Can we get one more baby for proof that this works so I can just go build it? We're getting hearts all over the place, guys. Yay! Okay, we can build it. It works. We just needed to give them more food. Well, you know, they don't do anything else. They just kind of do that. Yoink. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm just going to get these guys moved into a space together. I think I'm going to build up the whole of the farm and then move them up. And what I'm going to do is and it's going to look weird, but I'm going to remove all the doors from up here. It's going to be annoying because it means I'm going to have to do interiors. I was going to try and keep from doing interiors, but we're going to have to, because I'm not going to have doors. We're going to be able to see inside, and it'll be fine. We'll get some interiors rolling at some point. That does mean I can top slab that so we can walk in. That should just be one more. The babies are going to grow up into adults, and they're all going to live in this village together. The ones in that world, my creative world, they're just going to probably sit in that box forever. They're never going to leave, sadly. Yoink. Alright. It's funny, they're all hanging out in here now. You know what, that works. You guys can stay in there. Actually, yeah, just let me go down here first. Then you guys can stay in there. So I think I'm going to dig it. Oh, actually, where's the well? Because that could... No, do I want to do it at the well? Excuse me, game. There we go. I was stuck on the ladder. So I could do... No, they won't be able to get out once they're fully grown up. That's a bummer. I'll just have to find a spot. I'll probably do it like right here. I'll just have it come up right there. Alright, let's go get us a quick villager breeder. Actually, I'm going to do the villager breeder later. We need to get some resource gathering done. But we're going to end up putting the villager breeder down here. So, because that's going to be done in the episode. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys check out the episode this upcoming Monday. It'll release on the channel. So I released Stardew Valley on Sunday, and I release Minecraft videos on Monday. Both 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight, depending on which part of the year it is. But 12 noon Eastern Time. That's the way I do it. Alright, have fun. Talk to you later. Enjoy the workage. So now, yeah, as I said, we're just going to go do a bunch of resource gathering. I've got to collect up a few things. Honestly, I didn't even line them up like that. It's just I was already doing the Stardew Valley stuff, and Sunday was just the easiest day to release a video. And Monday was just the next day. I like it. I've been actually doing a lot of posts lately on the channel too. The polls and questions seem to get a lot of a lot of people chatting, but the screenshots not so much. You know, we'll have to check that out, continue on with that at some point, but yeah, as I said, we're going to start working on some resource gathering because we are very low on a lot of resources, and honestly, I don't enjoy just chilling and chopping the resources by hand. Boink. But yeah, we used to have like dirt down to here, and it's all the way up to here. Cobble, we used to have almost a full chest. Stone, we had more than a full chest. So we've got to start collecting up some stuff because I do a lot of building. Actually, how are we doing on... Yeah, we're pretty low on wood. These are actually up to 9 stacks again. So it's really just... I'm going to cut that spruce. But yeah, we're just kind of low on a lot of stuff. And we'll be able to go and continue from here. Alright, let's grab our tools and get to town. Fortune, no, I need... There we go. We'll start off with some cobble. And some other items there. Oh, Minecraft Monday. Did the roof ideas help? I haven't actually tested them out yet. I'm gonna have to check them out and play around with them. I genuinely haven't even touched it since the question. But I do thank you for the little pictures sent on over. It was very much appreciated. We're gonna start off with some Kubel. Kind of watching Stop Peace Dinosaur Chinese food. Oh, I could go for some Chinese food right now. Oh, there's a really good Thai place down the street. Maybe I'll do that for a late lunch. Yeah, sounds good, my dude. Usually if I do, I talk about it in the episodes. But I will reach out as well if I think of anything a little bit on the other side of things. Which way do I want to go? Let's go this way. Right, it's this height? Nope, it's this height. Yoink. Let's continue on through. Skippity-doo. Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed that I got a shovel with Fortune on it. I use a lot of gravel, so it's kind of annoying not to be able to collect gravel right now. That part's kind of annoying. Appreciated, my dude. Appreciated. Let's rearrange some stuff. I'm not going to need access to that. We'll keep that there. The bow will be back up. No, we'll keep the shovel. But yeah, we're gonna work on this. I'm probably gonna try for like 4 stacks of cobble before we head upstairs. As I said, I want to do a little bit of resource gathering just all around, but I don't want us to spend all of the time just down here doing this craziness. This is actually a big chunk of redstone. Even more redstone, lapis, coal, creepers. Oh, that's lava. Yeah, I'm really working on a bunch of blocks because I want to do a general purpose mob farm coming up. And obviously for that, I need blocks. I may do it out of snow, because the one I'm going to build is the Ethos Lab one. And actually his is built out of snow, and I've been building that one for a long time. Off and on. Oh, a ravine. Nope. We're here for cobblestone. Oop, did I just see diamonds? I think I just saw diamonds. We'll have to see. Yoink, yoink. Thank you. Need this one. Yeah, and it's kind of annoying because these are all enchanted at level 30. We really can't repair them because it's just too expensive. There's a couple of things that, you know, early Minecraft made it a little bit more difficult. But I enjoy it. You know? It adds a little something something into the game. Obviously, I'm just going to double check. No, it was just gold and gold. Redstone. I'm not too worried about it right now. I've got... Ooh, that's another creeper. Why you do this to me? Come on, little buddy. I forgot this is knockback on it. I was like, what? So we're just going to keep digging. I'm not going to go too nuts on it. Yoink. Mainly because we just got to get our cobble. We're on a mission for cobble. Cobbles and coobles. Bonk. Alright, there we go. But yeah, the main goal of today was moving those villagers over. Getting a bunch of stuff set up, some testing, stuff like that. And honestly, just really chatting with everybody. It's been a long time since I've had, you know, the chat interaction that you get from streaming. And I missed it. It's a good time. And torch. But I think we should do okay with this. Boink. Yeah. Yep. No fortuning iron, no having to silk touch it. It just drops as a block. And we ended up in the ravine anyway. We're just going to go back. I'm just going to dig out a hole. I wanted to strip mine, but I'm just going to keep getting distracted if I do it this way. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere up top that like needs to be dug out, and I don't think there is. The old new gravel texture, yeah. Oh. No, don't work. Alright, so we're just going to dig these out. Because I've already got torches down. I don't have to worry about nothing getting, you know, in the way or distracting. Maybe something up or down, but nothing too wild for us. We may go a little bit further. We'll do that many. Yeah, I like it. It's my only downside is just sometimes I just don't want to do the talking part. Cause like, just there's some days I don't wanna, you know. And like I used to do it all the time. I loved it, and like I think it's more of that my work is just all talking now. You know, I think that's where it really goes on that, and I think that's what really kind of burns me out on it now. But we're starting to get a good balance here. So I'm finding a lot more time to do, you know, other stuff. You know, as I said, actually, some of you guys, you know, obviously, there's a lot that has happened over the last year. And I think, obviously, before my previous stream, that had really been the last time I'd streamed. It was over a year ago. So, yeah, but I bought a house. I got engaged. We're getting married next year. We're fixing our house. A lot of work on there. We just had some squirrels tear out, you know, a big section on the side of our house we're working on. Painting. We're trying to refinish hardwood floors from the 1880s. You know. Yeah, my house was built in 1887. I don't know if they're original hardwood floors. I think a couple of the rooms are, but others have carpet over the top. So we just haven't gotten to those ones yet. But we're doing plaster repair. We're doing, you know, pretty much everything. And we're happy with it. It's been a journey, to be honest. So, but yeah, a lot. Yeah, so we've got behind the plaster, there's some old wood. It's pretty wild. Like, we had to cut out some sections of the plaster, and it's horsehair plaster, and we have horsehair insulation behind it as well. Like sheep's wool or horsehair mixed in behind it. It's kind of wild. So, like, I've got some history inside these walls, literally. Hey, welcome back, Liam. But yeah, that's been a bit of work. And also the colder weather coming in makes it harder to do the exterior stuff, so. But we've got it. It's honestly, it's been a blast. We're deciding on colors. We're going to paint a lot of the house this winter, because we can do that inside the house. We don't have to worry about too much going on outside. We've got all the holes patched, all the holes filled. Now it's just picking colors, sanding, and painting, you know. We picked out a color for our living room while we were watching a show the other day. We're looking at like avocado green, but like the exterior of the avocado, like the shell, not the meat, which would be cool to see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, that's all I wanted to collect. We could do more. We're gonna do more. We're just gonna kind of keep going. It can't hurt. But yeah, that's what I was saying. So it's been fun, and as I said, we're finding a good balance now to where, you know, we're being able to start doing other things. So we enjoy it. But yeah, lots of house projects. We gotta redo the kitchen. We gotta redo the downstairs bathroom. We gotta redo the hardwood floors. We gotta paint almost every single wall. I think I might keep my office the same color, but I might paint it. I'm undecided. It really depends on what we end up doing, like what the floor looks like, and stuff along those lines. So we'll be able to do that. Yeah, it is nice. If you ever travel your way up here, Sean, let me know. We'll meet up. I'll give you a tour of the house. I've known you long enough, I can allow it. Actually, if I wasn't buying my house, or actually, was it this August you were up? You were over here, Liam, or was it last August? I can't remember. Yeah, I almost went and met Liam down in New York at one point, because he was a traveling man. But I can't remember. We ended up having something going on last August. Yeah. So, oh yeah, because I was just buying my house and doing all the preps for moving in and everything like that. Yeah. So. Yeah. No, I get that. Oh, well, I would have just driven down and bugged you. I found you in the streets throwing something at you. But get back across the pond. No, I'm just kidding. I know you're not British. Honestly, you probably got like 3 or 4 things thrown at you down there. I've been to New York City 3 times in my life. Twice as a kid with school. And they pretty much, you know, chaperoned us around and then locked us in our hotel rooms. And then the other time I went down around for Christmas, so Christmas to New Year's. And it's a madhouse down there. I thought you were Welsh. Yeah, I guess I was wrong. I thought you were good people. We can't be friends anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, hell, the people that got me into streaming were actually a group of British guys I used to play with on back on console. No, I know. Ooh, diamonds. No, I was just messing with you, my dude. I was just messing with you. No, I know. But yeah, those dudes were great. I still talk to, I off and on talk to 2 of them. The rest of the guys I don't. Really just fell out of touch. What were their names? There was Mr. Chubbs. I still talk to him all the time. Oh, my inventory's like full. See what happens when you start talking? You just kind of forget about things. We'll just throw away that redstone. Diamonds! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 diamonds, thank you very much. Hey, I'll take it. 6 diamonds, almost 30 iron, 20 redstone. All in all. Yoink. Yeah, nope, there we go. Yeah, I regret building this. I really wish I had built a different up and down. It happens, though. I really should just move all my ores down into here. I've got these down here in my basement as decoration. I might do it at some point. It was really just to decorate. To do what? Oh, move? Yeah, I probably will. Because, like, that's the thing I want to do. I've talked about it in videos in the past. I want to set up everything with different storages everywhere. You know? So, like, obviously, way over at Lone Tree Farm, we've got stuff over there. We've got, you know, a lot of horse-related items up in there. We've got the villagers. I probably won't store much there aside from emeralds. And then, obviously, that'll definitely change in the future, whatever breeder we use. But for now, it does its job. And I kind of like doing things. Oh, yeah, like the wood area that I'm going to do. All of my logs will end up stored over there. So, like, we'll clear these out of here. Which would be kind of a bummer, because this may end up emptying out. But we'll find some way to repurpose it. Just kind of as things move around the world for storage reasons. But it is, honestly, very plain. And I'm not very happy with it. So we'll have to play around with it in future. Well, let's put these into here. Actually, let's just smelt this down. Yep. Bonk. 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 And bonk. You know, for not having a slime farm, we're doing pretty good on slime. What do we want to do next? Let's chop down our spruce trees. And then which one am I getting low on? It was you. Birch saplings. Yoink. Alright, I got my bed, yeah. Alright, let's get our birch lines set up. I've really just been using this area over here as my whatever space, and I really got to start doing something with it. It's kind of sad. But it's got one of my favorite attractions. I call it the sinking sheep. We're just going to watch them. And then we have the frozen sheep. I've literally never seen it move. It just stays there. Sometimes he turns. But that's about it. You know, the only thing I really miss for modern versions of Minecraft that I don't have access to here. Bees. I really like bees. And I want bees. And I have to wait a really long time for bees. Like, it's a long wait for bees, which kind of bums me out. But hey, we'll get them at some point. Yeah, they're like, what, 119 or something like that? 118, 119. So. The upside is like, once all my infrastructure stuff is done, it'll make playing through the other stuff a little more focused on the updates. And maybe some buildings here and there, you know, depending on what it is. A lot of exploration, a lot of little technical chats. Checking out the new stuff, exploring the world. Because pretty much one of the things I want to do, and so I've been getting a lot of inspiration from a lot of different places on what I want to do in this. And one of the videos that I've been watching a ton of lately is F-Whips, or Fwip, depending on who you talk to. His current hardcore world. He obviously recently in this, so I'm watching it from the start, but he recently updated, and what he does when he updates is he resets all of the chunks outside of his current build area. Which I think is a really, honestly, neat idea. I really like that idea, and I think I'm going to play around with it going forward. So, obviously, we'll have, you know, we won't reset spawn. We won't reset, you know, our mining desert and stuff like that. But any other chunk outside of our build area, I think I'm probably going to push to reset. So that way, one, we get new biomes in the area. Two, it kind of just cleans things up. Because later on, I think they fix the biome chunk edges and stuff like that. Because right now, we've just got, like, off over there, just, like, a huge cliff that just cuts off. Because it just rendered in a whole new biome in the middle of the water. But it was a chunk we'd already explored. So it's weird. You know? So. I like that idea. It's really easy to do. I did it on a server that I used to run way back in the day. Well, I say way back in the day. It was probably only like 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe 3. Just when updates came out. It was nice. And doing it on the world is way easier. It's the same exact process. I just don't have to upload it. I just have to edit the map data. Yoink. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, you... Oh. Come on. I fell. Like, you'll have to see some of the chunk borders I'm dealing with. And luckily, most of the time, they're not within eyesight. So it's not a problem. But, like, this one that, like, with the area I'm kind of extending to, I can see it. But I feel I should have explored around a little bit more before updating. But I just forgot about how janky the boundaries end up being. And the extended view distance now helps a ton compared to like 1.6 to 1.7. They extended the range. So here, let's do this real quick. I also cannot wait for new boats. I didn't realize how annoying the old boats were. Like, I remember, but like I didn't remember, you know? Like, if you hit, like, 3 lily pads, your boat breaks. You know? It's just like, come on. Like, I think I hit a squid the other day and broke my boat. You know? Oh, yeah. Like, here, I don't need this boat anymore. There we go. You just crash it and you're done with it. But yeah, see, this chunk over here is what I'm talking about. Which, don't get me wrong, I can do a lot with this. You know, like, I have some fun plans for, like, what I could do with this if I want. I just don't know if I want, you know? And, like, if I just wipe it out for a newer chunk, it may smooth it better, you know, on the newer chunk setups. And that's where I'm like, eh. So, I don't know. I'm undecided on it. It looks cool, though. I was actually originally going to turn this into Villager Island, but I couldn't think of a good way to do the wall around it. So I built a whole new thingy and put villager housing on it. I don't have my horse. Sheep. Oh, yeah. I actually did need that boat. Whoops. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to build his mob farm from way back in the day. I think I'm going to put that in here, just the general purpose mob farm. Because I like it. I think that one, it does its job, you know? It does what's on the label. I never have any issues with it. We don't have to worry about spiders. I already have plenty of spiders for string. And that's the thing, too. Like, I can resource hoard for future because I know what's coming out, you know? Like, the amount of people who, you know, used to just throw away string and stuff because they're like, I already have a bunch, I don't need it. And now with scaffolds, people are like, I want string, and they're making ridiculous farms and stuff, so. Yeah. I pretty much just plan on storing every possible item I can as often as I can for future. Oh, I also can't wait for spruce trapdoors because they're the best trapdoor. And around when those are added, we're able to place trapdoors anywhere, where right now we can only place them against the block. So I can't use them for really decoration too much. You know, but as we were talking earlier, those quality of life changes are the biggest things, you know? But, ooh, is that the sun going down? Yeah. I gotta finish this and sleep. There's no torches out here, so if I'm up here, we'll get some mobs. Yoink. But yeah, this is what I do in the middle, you know, in between stuff. I usually just have, especially with Hermitcraft coming back out recently, it's been Flip and you know, some of the Hermitcraft gang. Just cycling through on the other monitor while I work. Bonk. Alright. But yeah. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Obviously, we're not wrapping up right now, but I appreciate everyone who came in to chat. You know, if you're new and aren't chatting, nothing wrong with that, but feel free to subscribe if you'd like, and you can check out what else we do here on the channel. 'Tis a good time. We're bringing back some classics in some upcoming episodes. Obviously, we're in Minecraft 1.7, so obviously already in the classics, but classics from the channel. We'll be playing around with some of those. You know, Brother Clarence should be coming back. A few items like that. And for those who don't know who Clarence is, if you look around the channel, you'll find some info about Clarence. Yoink. I hear a weird noise. I will be right back. Not an intruder, just my dog. I forgot I took her collar off, so she wouldn't go jangly all the time. So now when she shakes, it's just ear flops, which sounds so weird without all the jangle of the dog tags. You should make the Church of Clarence's symbol. I could. My spoon's too big. Especially when we get like banner designs. I can make a big spoon banner. I think that's 1 dot, like... I want to say... What's that? 1 dot, like, 17? We got, like, all the banner stuff. Hey. You can do that in the other room still. Let's chop down these 2 trees. But yeah, I don't know. There's just so many ideas. And that's why I've been writing everything down. Because if I don't write them down, I'm going to forget once we get to whatever version of Minecraft that is, you know? So I have to remember that because my notebook's not up here. It's downstairs because I was writing stuff down downstairs. And then I carried lunch up here so my hands were full. Bonk, 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 bonk. So I don't know when they added this, but they have like a chatter rank next to you guys now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can. Obviously, it's been going the whole stream, but I really just noticed it more in depth right now. We can see it? Oh, okay, cool. I was like, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. I have a feeling it's just to promote more chat and, you know, people can push to have more people interact, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, this one was short. I should have collected some more leaves, too. It'll be fine. I can always grow more. These are my favorite ones to do for leaves, because 1, they're short. 2, there's a lot of extra leaves. Alright, we'll leave those to do their thing. Not bad. I got almost a stack of saplings. Speaking of Kingdom, did any of you guys play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I played a bit of the first one, and it was fun. It was honestly difficult, which was enjoyable. Let's keep that there, that there, that there. This goes here. Yeah, this is annoying too, because I built all this out, and I was like, yep, we're going to have 6 woods, and then I filled in a whole section with other stuff that's not woods. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played it at all, and I don't know if I'm going to get it. As I said, like, I played a bit of the first one, and it was unique. It was fun. It was unique. It wasn't anything wild, you know? I can feel that. Because, like, I was trying to shoot the bow, and, like, it's tough. And, like, mounted combat was tough. Like, it doesn't hold your hand, you know? And I really enjoyed it. One of the other games that I really enjoy, actually, me and you have talked about this before, because we talked about playing it together, is, Outward? Outbound? I think it's Outward. Yeah, it's Outward. That one's really fun, and they're actually talking about a second one coming out real soon, which I'm kind of looking forward to. Which means I have to play more of the first one to actually complete the story. So that I know what's going on leading into the second game. So, I don't know if I want to just play it. I'll probably just play it. I may stream it. I don't know. Because one of my favorite Twitch clips is from that series. So there's two clips I always talk about anytime, like, people want examples of what used to happen on my Twitch channel. And one is that. From that game when this little what the hell was it? This bug like popped out. It was like this elemental mantis or something like that. It just like popped out of the ground because they store themselves as like a little rock, and they get popped out to try and eat my face. And I made this wild noise. And the others is the pub clip. Yep. The dude just like, pew! Vaulting had just been introduced, and me and Sean and I were playing. And, like, I get downed by this guy. I down a guy, I get downed by his duo, and then Sean comes running in to get him. And this guy tries to hop over this little wall, and Sean pings him just before the guy vaults. And this guy ragdolls, like, 30 feet into the air. Oh, it's so good. It's on the short. It's in the shorts on my channel because I put a bunch of my clips from that together in there, and both of them are in there. They were fantastic. Back when pubs was fun. Talk about a game that's sweaty now. For those who don't know what I'm doing, I'm just gonna throw a quick cactus farm together. Sand. Look at that, 11 sand, 11 cactus. Just gonna throw it down in my area down here just to keep it out of the way. Actually, I should have it in an area where I'm working. I also really need to build the way down to here. Oh, that was so fun. I think that was one of the first streams. Yeah, I think that was very early on. Oh, that was so fun. That guy wouldn't come out fisticuffs. I was very mad about that. I wanted him to come out hand to hand, and he came out with a shotgun, and I'm bouncing around like Bugs Bunny trying to dodge Elmer Fudd. And the guy just pop takes me out. You know, I think I might just build it right here, and we can build a building around it later. I think this could work. Like, I've been playing so much Minecraft lately, I've been having dreams about Minecraft, and last night I had a dream about building one of these farms and the more effective way to build it. It's actually kind of funny. Now that I'm actually building one. This isn't the... So this is... I'm going to tell you right now, this is not the design that I had in my head for that time, but... Oh, you know what? I wanted to put these on slabs. Actually, we could cheat. Hold on, we're in 1.7. I have an even better way to do it. Haha. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure this was still around in 1.7. You know what wasn't around in 1.7? My skin. It's broken. Kind of sad. I'm just ahead. But yeah, that was a blast. I was just going bush to bush. What do we come back for? Slabs. I'll just grab... There we go, 64 slabs. Oh no, I don't want slabs. I gotta see if this way works, though. And I've got to sleep. Eventually it works. I don't think I ever played it. Oop, glitchy chicken. Yeah, I have a chicken that somehow glitched out down into here and is laying eggs into here every once in a while. I don't know how he's doing it. I miss ultra hardcore, to be honest. Just short, hour-long fights, last man standing kind of deals. Those were always a good time. I'm not going to make this one look good because this one's just going to be temporary because I'm probably going to build a better one. I'll probably end up building it in the desert because it kind of fits. Come on. You can stay right there. Let's get chest. Hopper, hopper. Hopper, hopper. Hopper. Bunk. Alright, I gotta head out. My pal's been asking me for ages to play VR chat with them. Finally caving. Ah, you go have some fun. Enjoy the VRs, my dude. Yeah, you can take back your crown. Alright, let's check. If I put a piece of string in here, does that actually go over to here? Yes, it does. Alright, we're set there then. Bonk and bonk. Alright, so now I gotta see if this still works. So I put a piece of string there. Can I put... Yes, you can. It still works. Oh. Or it did work. Rafflecopter. It goes swa, 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 swa. Sorry. My Rafflecopter goes swa, 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 swa. Alright, so I need string there. String there. String there. String there. And then in the middle here, yeah, this was some cheaty stuff from back in the day. I need to go right here. Break that. Break that. And break that. That works. And now I should be able to put these guys on. As I said, heavily temporary. I just talked about doing this in the episode the other day, so I may have to go one higher, but I don't know for sure. Bonk and bonk. I was going for the Dropper Hopper song. Oh, I get you, I get you. Dropper Hopper. Alright, so obviously, grow, break, hopefully fall in water. Actually, I think the better way to do it... No. I don't remember. I have to look up how to properly stack. But this will get the job done. It's kind of ugly. We'll probably do something better with it in future. Let's just do that. And as I said, it's only 4. They'll just kind of do stuff as I go. Oh, I know. I know. It's just, it's one of those things that just doesn't exist anymore. You know, and one day I'm going to update this world and these are going to die. They're just going to go and fall. It's going to be a sad day. But for now, we can do that. The permanent one, I'll probably build the slab style, but I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, my dream was how to build it in vanilla. It was really weird. Alright. We got our wood. We got our cobblestone. We've got stone. How is our tree growth looking? No, we're not good yet. I don't know. I do not know. I may just, honestly, I may just wrap it up here. Because I got plenty else that I need to get done today. It may be a day off, but that does not mean I don't have anything to get done. And we completed a majority of what we were looking for here. Which honestly makes me pretty happy. And there we go. Bonk. Haha, that's cool. As long as you didn't wake up thinking you were getting eaten. Trying to think if there's a beneficial use to keeping all of these feathers for future. That's what I'm trying to think of, is like, some of these items I know that I'm going to need in the future, and other items I'm just like, do I? I don't know. So we'll have to figure that out. But yeah. Oh, hello. You guys were not here earlier. A whole family just spawned. I'm sorry. You spooked me and I spooked you. Right? Bonk. Did we get any yet? Boo. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, I think I am going to wrap it up here. We've got some stuff I've got to do for this. So as I said, videos for this come out every Monday. Sometimes I miss one. I'll be honest. There's some weeks that I'm too busy to get it done. But I try and get a video out every Monday. We just had episode 11 drop. This is the midpoint of episode 12. We're actually doing some work for this video, was bringing those villagers over here. And I really enjoyed it. So I want to thank you guys for stopping in and chatting. This was a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I streamed. And like, streaming is, I really enjoy it. But when you don't have people to chat to, it's kind of meh. So, you know, the biggest reason I do it is to hang out and chat with you fine folks. So again, thank you. You know, keep an eye out on the channel. I will try and announce when I'm going to stream, and I'll try and schedule it so that you guys can see it in your subscription feed. But as I said, videos out Sunday and Monday. But yeah, as I was saying, with that, I want to thank you for stopping in. I hope you did all enjoy. And I hope you all have a nice Thanksgiving for the Americans. And for everyone else, I hope you all have a nice night, day, morning, evening, whatever it is, or wherever you are. This is my defense. I hope to see you again soon. Peace.